What's going on, guys? This is Warfiddly bringing you guys another video. So for today's video, we're going to be going over life of the load. So I got a student here. I kind of want to show him what life of the load is by actually recording him. So first, I'm going to ask for permission and see if this is even cool. Secondly, we're going to go through life of the load. Hopefully this helps him or helps you. Remember, something that's really important, basically your job as a truck driver is everything included in this. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy some good sceneries too as well. So I'll see you guys at the end. Let's go. Alright guys, so the very first thing we're actually going to get is going to be a pre-plan. So we get on our pre-plan, it's basically going to give us all the information for the load. And we're just going to want to copy all that down on this cheat sheet. So I call it cheat sheet, basically the back of the cover sheet. You just want to write down all the information, you know, shipper address, trip number, any PO, bill of lading, and pickup PO numbers. You just kind of want to write everything down, consignee code, appointment time. So everything off this you're kind of just writing down so you know, and then you're going to figure out if you can do this load or not. So if you can do it, you reply yes, and it's going to ask you a couple of questions: day of the week, delivery date, delivery time, and trip number, just to confirm it. If you can't, you want to give a response to it. So it's usually going to be because you don't got the hours of service for it. We get it. But you want to give a solution too. So if you can't pick it up at 6 a.m. but you can get there at 10 a.m. or whatever, so you'll put that in the response. You'll reply no, and you'll reply I can't pick it up at 6, I can pick it up at 10, for example. But we were able to do this. Once we replied to it, automatically what comes back is going to be our routing. So right here, our routing is going to be all our major highways, freeways, interstates we're supposed to be taking, as well as our dispatch. So pre-plan, dispatch, everything is the exact same thing, except pre-plan, your important information will be at the top, dispatch will be at the bottom. Now, thankfully, we were already at the shipper, so we didn't have to request directions to get here. So since we're already here, we're just going to send our message, our macro, saying that we've arrived at the shipper. Hit send, that's all you got to do. Don't got to type anything, and then we'll go check in. Now, something that I preach is do your ETAs and PTAs as soon as possible. We actually know for this load, we could actually get to Denver Yard tonight, and this load actually delivers really close to Denver. And we don't want to sit on this load because it delivers in 2 days, so we're going to want to try to repower this. So we're going to send our ETA and PTA. We're going to send our ETA to the Denver Yard, and we're going to ask if we could drop and our hours available. So when we go inside, we get our paperwork. So there's a couple things that we want to get down off of our paperwork. So first, we're going to know how many pages are actually on the bill of lading. We'll write that down on our cheat sheet. How many pieces? What's the weight? What's the tire sticker number found on the back of the trailer? What's our seal number? What's our product? Where are we staying tonight? And you want to find a matching PO number on these bill of lading. Cool. So once we get all that information off the bill of lading, we're going to do a couple things. We call the 3 L's. So the first of the 3 is going to be your loaded call. So you go to your messages, compose, you're looking for your loaded call, and you're going to fill this out. So that's why you want to get all the information off of your cheat sheet first, so it's much easier to fill out. It's going to be the pages, pieces, weight, all that stuff. Once you do that, you're going to do your second L. It's called the load tab. So you go to hours of service, there's a load tab up there, and we're gonna have to fill this out. This makes us legal with DOT. And last is gonna be a live loaded call to your DM. All right, once we're done with all of that, we're gonna be making sure that we are on duty, ready to go. We're gonna send a depart shipper as well. So we're messaging, compose, we're gonna put a depart shipper. Now we just enjoy the ride. We're going from Kansas City, Missouri to Denver, Colorado tonight to repower this load. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, show some love. Seriously, subscribe. All right, so we finally made it here to Denver. So first we're going to back up into our spot. Nice and safe. Make sure we don't hit anything, of course. And we're going to be dropping this load. So a repower drop is going to be a little bit different from an empty call. So a repower drop is when we basically drop it at one of our yards or somewhere else where another driver will take it. You'll do an empty call if you're actually delivering it to the consignee. So a repower drop, you're going to want to leave a little bit of information for the next driver. You want to leave the bill of lading and any scale tickets you got inside of here. And then we'll be dropping this trailer. So dropping our trailer, same thing. We go landing gear, pull the release arm on the fifth wheel, and then disconnect our airlines. Alright, so once we got the trailer drop, we're going to do our macro for a repower drop. So it'll be a macro 14 repower drop. And last but not least is going to be filling out your cover sheet and transferring in all paperwork, receipts you got, everything to do with the trip. So that's the life of the load, basically. First, you get your pre-plan, you respond to it, yes or no. If you can do it, you'll get your dispatch and your routing sent right back to you right away. If you actually have to go to the shipper, you need directions on how to get there. You'll request directions. It's a macro 10 to request directions on how to get there. If you're low on fuel or something, you always want to send your fuel requests. Every single day you should send your fuel requests. They said before 10 a.m., but just get in the habit of it. Every single morning, make sure you send in a fuel request as well. Once you get to the shipper, you got to do an arrive shipper message. You'll go through the process. You'll walk into their shipping office. They'll put you in the dock. They'll get you loaded. Once you're loaded, they'll give you your paperwork. That paperwork you're going to want to copy down onto your cheat sheet, I call it, or a notebook, whatever you want to use. I use the back of the cover sheets, and I call that our cheat sheet. So you do that, you want to do your 3 L's. Don't forget your 3 L's. Loaded call, live loaded call, hours of service, load tab. Every single load, you got to do all 3 of them. Really important. Make sure you got the right load. Makes us legal with DOT, and makes us comply with the company. So you got to make sure you guys do that every single load. I recommend doing your ETAs and PTAs as soon as you can. So when you're at your shipper, you should probably be doing your ETAs and PTAs, so it gives more time for logistics and the planners to actually get you loads. You don't have to do it until 24 hours before, but I highly recommend sooner the better. You'll get loads. So highly recommend that, right? Before you leave, you want to do a depart shipper, and 24 hours before you deliver, you want to do a macro 19. It's just telling the company that you are going to be on time for this appointment. You want to give about 24-hour notice, because if you aren't on time, let your DMs know or whatever. They can kind of reschedule, work it in, call CSR, call the customers, and kind of work out a day or time that they can actually get you in if you are going to be late. don't just want to no call, no show. It looks really bad for the company. At least they can reschedule you. It's not really late, it's just rescheduled. Looks much better instead of just showing up late. So make sure if you are going to be late, to let a DM know. And if you are going to be on time, you got to send this message, macro 19, 24 hours before every load. If you do have multiple stops, you are going to have to do multiple stops. So there's always going to be a shipper and there's always going to be a consignee, right? In between, those will be additional stops. So you have your shipper, you know, it's usually our Costco loads. If you go to the first stop, it's going to be a stop arrival, stop departure, stop arrival, stop departure until you get to your last stop. It's always going to be your consignee, right? So always going to have a shipper, always going to have a consignee. Anything that's not a shipper or a consignee is going to be an additional stop. Whenever you do get to your consignee, the first message you got to send is going to be arrived consignee. You know, check into the door, you know, get unloaded. You're going to look in the back of your trailer. You're looking for any OS&D, overage, shortage, or damaged product. It should be on the bill of lading. But if it is damaged or overage, it might be on the back of your trailer as well. So you can't really get another load if you got a pallet of stuff back there still. So check the back of your trailer, make sure there's nothing back there. And after you do that, you'll be able to do your empty call. So once you are empty, that's your empty call. Fill all that stuff, and then you'll be available for your next load. At the very end of your trip, after you delivered everything and all that, you're going to want to fill out your cover sheet, which I use the back of the cover sheet as our cheat sheet. So you want to fill out your cover sheet, send in that with your bill of lading, any receipts that you want to be reimbursed for anything. If you had a breakdown, had to pay for anything, send all that in through Transflow app, and you'll get reimbursed for all that stuff as well. And that's how the company gets paid. So once you transfer it in, you're no longer responsible for the load. That's it. That's basically your life of the load. The only thing that's really going to change is instead of an empty call, you might have a repowered drop. And that's what we just showed in this video too. So anyways, I hope you liked this video. Much love. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.